And looking at our temperatures across many of our hometowns this morning, Caldwell down to freezing at 32 degrees. Again here 43 in Parkersburg, 39 over in Athens. So what we're watching over the next couple days, that cool air has certainly arrived to end the work week. It'll also be dry on Thursday and Friday, but more rain is expected for the upcoming Mother's Day holiday weekend.
Now we're seeing sleet and freezing rain. Black ice is going to be an issue throughout today. And I'll pull up our temperature trend map. As you can see, Jason, over the next week, we are not even getting above freezing. We're not getting out of the 20s. We're not even getting out of the low 20s. And these are our high temperatures. So anything that is falling right now is going to be here and is going to be here for a long time. And there are even some models indicating it could be as late as next week when we start to be above freezing. And I'll pull up our low temperature trend. We could be seeing air temperatures, not wind chill values, air temperatures in the negatives. Waking up Tuesday morning at -1. I've seen even as low as -2, -3. Couple that with the wind chill, I would not be surprised if we're at -5, -10 at least going into Tuesday morning. So very, very cold weather. That seems to be the big story right now.
Zooming out, we're watching a cold front off towards our west. That's going to be sliding through tonight, not bringing any rain with it, but what it is going to do is reinforce that cold air in our region. Again, dropping our highs into the 50s tomorrow. Black ice is an issue going into tomorrow morning. All this sleet on all the roads, even if they're being plowed, sleet's still falling, so that's just going to freeze over tonight if it is left untreated. So going to be a messy, messy morning commute. I know some schools have already canceled, and you can find that on our website, WTAP.com. So once again, really just a mess of a day. Forecast wasn't exactly what we were planning for it to be. Would have been nice to have snow, but unfortunately this ice has caused major, major issues for us instead here in the Middle Ohio Valley. Now back to you, Megan. Temperature trend over the next week, that cold front's going to slide us down into the 40s tomorrow, only at 49, and then Sunday 33, 32 Monday. So good, basically 30-degree difference between today and Monday. And then rising a little bit Tuesday up to 35, then back into the 40s Wednesday and Thursday. So with it being that cold, yeah, we could see some snow showers throughout our area going into Sunday. And as of now, models still projecting this to be a very weak system, maybe upwards of an inch of snowfall, if that. So stick with us here at WTAP as we get closer to that event. Over the next 7 days, pretty quiet weather for the most part. Maybe some rain Friday night into Saturday morning, and then another system early next week, Monday night into Tuesday. But other than that, 60s for one more day, 70s arrive Thursday and Friday, dropping a little bit on Saturday, but then by Sunday, through at least the extended future, into the 80s, Phyllis.
That is quite an increase.
It is. I know. It's fun, though. It's spring, though, so we see these deviations back and forth a lot. So spring can be pretty volatile in terms of temperatures. We're certainly seeing that this week.
I like the temperatures going up instead of down.
Me too. After this winter, I'm done with winter.
Yes. After tonight, it seems like we're on an uphill climb.
Hopefully, cross your fingers.
So that's good. Thanks, Thomas. Still ahead.
Our Thomas Chase spoke with airport manager Ben Allville and has more.
Hey, Andrew. Yes, the Middle Ohio Valley Regional Airport recently applied for a federal EDA grant, which is the first step towards bringing potentially upwards of 3,000 jobs to us here in the region. The EDA grant is to upgrade the airport's fire water system. The airport currently can only construct buildings upwards of 12,000 square feet due to current fire code. If the fire water grant is approved and upgrades are made, the airport is looking to create structures upwards of 50,000 square feet. This is one step of the airport's industrial park concept, which will redevelop land on airport property to attract aircraft manufacturers. According to the airport, the concept will be able to support upwards of 3,000 jobs on-site and off-site collectively.
What the grant is targeted on doing is working on infrastructure. So right now we have a lot of interest in development here at the airport, and it's not just one entity. We've had 13 companies last summer look at us, and they're international companies are looking at various types of aircraft manufacturing activities.
Avil said plans on this concept began in fall 2023. We will hear more from Avil coming up later tonight. Back to you, Andrew.
Our Thomas Chase is at the courthouse with the latest details. Thomas, what do you see? What can you tell us right now?
Hey, Emma Grace. Yes, former Parkersburg YMCA swim coach David Andrew Adams was sentenced this morning in a hearing that lasted a little under an hour. Now, Wood County Circuit Court Judge Jason Wharton sentenced Adams to 1 to 5 years for each of the 5 charges, amounting to 5 to 25 years in prison. Now, each sentence is to be served consecutively, with 79 days already served for count 1. How does this make you feel that you heard back from the president? Yeah. Good. Yeah. Happy? Yeah.
Amazing.
At the end of the school year, students will receive a framed copy of the letter. According to Schieffer, this is the second time President Trump has written to the class following his letter in 2025. George W. Bush also wrote the class once during his term. In Sandyville, Thomas Chase with WTAP News. This is home. Thanks, Andrew. Yes, today is Election Day here in Washington County. Now, I'm here at the Reno Volunteer Fire Department, where there are 3 fire and emergency service levies up for election today in Marietta Township. Now, we spoke to Chief Bradford last week about what exactly those levies are, and if passed, how they would help the fire department. 3 fire and EMS replacement levies are up for election in Marietta Township Tuesday. The half-mil levy is for fire. If passed, $71,000 will be brought into the Reno Volunteer Fire Department. The 1.0 mil levy and 1.6 mil levy pertain to EMS. If passed, the 1.0 mil levy will bring in $132,000, and the 1.6 mil levy will bring in $216,000. We spoke with Chief Bradford of the Reno Volunteer Fire Department on how these funds would be used if passed.
The fire itself would be just for operating costs, insurance, workers' comp, trying to replace some turnout gear, just our ordinary bills that we have to keep the doors open.
Chief Bradford added that the EMS levies would help with having 2 medics working 24/7 and maintenance of the ambulances.
That will keep us going with the maintenance on them, and maybe we can start saving a little bit here and there if we can pinch our pennies, because a new ambulance costs so much, and we're going to have to start thinking about replacing one with probably 5 years. So we got to start saving.
Now, in addition to the 3 levies up for election today here in Marietta Township, there are many other races that we're keeping an eye on here at WTAP, including the Marietta and Fort Fry Board of Education races. Now, 4 candidates are running for 3 seats on the Marietta Board of Education, as well as 4 candidates and 1 write-in candidate for the Fort Fry Board of Education. We spoke with the candidates of both races last week here on WTAP, which you can find on our website, WTAP.com. In Reno, I'm Thomas Chase with WTAP News. Back to you.
Earlier this week, Parkersburg City Council held a meeting that led to an argument over public speaking rules at council meetings. Our Thomas Chase joins us with reactions to that meeting.
Emotions broke out at Tuesday's Parkersburg City Council meeting. The debate was regarding public comment rules. Brian Hayden, a frequent speaker at council meetings, was speaking about the transfer of money from the stormwater budget being moved to the general fund. Council President Mike Reynolds barred Hayden and ordered him to be removed. In an interview with WTAP Tuesday, Reynolds believes that Hayden was being, quote, boisterous, sometimes slanderous, and breaking the rules.
I had a few people on council that called and said they were really tired of him coming in and breaking these rules. So I thought, well, there's nothing better to do than to bring it up, and I'll rule on it, and then council can vote on whether or not to back the chair or whether to let Mr. Hayden continue to break the rules. So
Hayden argues that he never broke the rules.
Everything I've spoken to has been facts. They've been provable, and they have been directly related to what these individuals have done professionally.
District 4 Council member Wendy Tuck brought up a vote during Tuesday's meeting regarding allowing Hayden to continue to speak at future meetings. The council voted 6-3 to overturn President Reynolds' decision. District 7 Council member Chris Rexroad, who voted against banning Hayden, spoke on his vote.
I feel like if you're talking about something on the agenda or how we as elected officials have voted on an issue, I don't think that falls under a personal attack. I think anybody should have the right and the ability to tell us they don't like what we are doing as council. If it starts going into our personal lives or something like that has nothing to do with council or the government, yeah, maybe there's an argument there. But if you're addressing council and you are telling us that you don't like what we're doing from our, our professional capacity as an elected representative, you have every right to call us out by name.
According to District 5 Council member Zach Huffman, rules regarding public comments changed earlier this year to where the public could only comment on agenda items.
When the consideration for that started, I just had a feeling that it was going to make things very tense between the public and council. And I think that what happened Tuesday, I think it was just kind of everything coming to a head. When we originally changed the rule to the restricted public forum, I voted against it. And I also voted against banning Mr. Hayden.
Hayden said that Tuesday's meeting won't stop him from attending future city council meetings.
I'm going to be living here for a long time, and I want to see our community grow back to and beyond what it was in its past. We have wonderful people in our community. We have a lot of great resources, and we should be using them to develop a community that takes care of its own and helps everybody.
Council spoke and they overruled the chair, and so they'll have to maybe live with those consequences. So he'll get to continue talking and continue talking however he wants to, and so we'll see. We'll see when the new council president takes over.
In Parkersburg, I'm Thomas Chase with WTAP News.